Vertibles.
Vertibles? Is that like a new vegetable? Everyone, to get taller, eat your vertibles.
No.
Hi everyone, I'm Dad.
I'm Kat. Meow.
And we are back with another episode of Video Game Classroom. And today we're going to be looking at skeletons using this wonderful game, Animal Crossing New Horizons. What do you think about this game, Kat?
It's really good. Why is there a skeleton here? This is scary. I'm out of here. Ah!
Yeah, that's a great question. Why don't you come back over closer to the skeleton so people at home can see it? So, one of the great things about Animal Crossing New Horizons is you can collect lots of fun knickknacks. Some of the things you can get are actually related to like human anatomy, like the skeleton. And so this week in Kat's class work that she's doing, she's learning about bones that make up what we call the axial skeleton, which is basically kind of that core central part of the upper part of your body. If you think of an axis as something that turns, and think of like your torso is something that turns. And so what the four parts of the axial skeleton are the skull. So can you see the skull there? Perfect. The vertebrae, where are those? In the bricks? Well, that's a great illustration there, Kat, because vertebrae are like bricks. They are like little bricks that make up your spinal cord. So it's a little hard to see here because, of course, we're looking at the front of the skeleton and not the back. But that line of bones that runs up the back, oh, perfect, there we go. Line of bones that runs up the back there is indeed the vertebrae. The next one is very easy to spot, and that would be the ribs. Have you ever eaten ribs, Kat? Not human ribs, like from a pig. They're very delicious, and so you should definitely try them if you like barbecue. But there you can see the ribs are that kind of cage of bones that protects some very important things. What kind of body parts do you think hide behind the ribs?
Stomach?
The stomach? Well, a little bit. It's kind of lower. Think of where the ribs are. Think of what body parts are right there. Any guesses?
The heart?
The heart, yeah. Is the heart kind of important?
Yeah.
What happens if you don't have a heart?
I would die.
If you don't have a heart, you are dead. And so the rib cage is a very important structure in our bodies and in the bodies of other vertebrates that protects their heart. There's also a couple other important things. What else is behind the ribs?
The lungs?
The lungs, which are two ginormous things right behind the ribs. And why do we need lungs?
Breathe.
Yeah, so, well, they help us breathe, and they take the oxygen that is in the air and help turn it into stuff that our body needs and put it in the bloodstream, all those fun things. I don't know why we're all zoomed in like this. Can we zoom out? This is why they don't let students control the cameras at school. All right, so there is an example of the human. We have the skull, we have the vertebrae, and we have the ribs. And last but not least, we have the sternum. Do you know where the sternum is? Can you go find it?
It's in the back.
Nope, it is nowhere near the butt. You probably heard of somebody saying stern like the back of a boat, but that is not where it's at. Try looking on the front of the skeleton. So right there, you can see the sternum at the front. It has a little screw at the bottom of it because, of course, this is not a real person. This is a skeleton model. And so, but we also are not the only creatures with these things, with a skull, with a vertebrae, with ribs, with a sternum. And so we want to go look at some other creatures that also have these kind of things. You ready to go look?
Yep.
Well, welcome back. We are here outside of our museum. It's a great thing in Animal Crossing New Horizons. You can get a museum that will show you everything that you want to see. And you can see here there's some fossils out here, some creatures that are not vertebrates, except for maybe this fish, the coelacanth, that was first found as a fossil, but is actually determined that it is still alive today. So let's go inside the museum. So in Animal Crossing New Horizons, you have 4 parts to your museum. What's to the right?
This is fish.
All right. What's to the left?
Bugs.
What's up top?
Art.
Art. And what's below?
Fossils.
All right. Let's go look at the fossils, because if we're looking to see bones, fossils seem like a really great place to look. And this, I remember the first time I came in this museum when I first got my island. This was just kind of blew me away how awesome it was. And there's all these different types of both ancient and current fossils. But let's go back to the back room here instead of pausing at this thing. Come on.
Yeah. To the light. Let's go.
All right. So if you like dinosaurs, this is definitely a game you should check out because you can. Why don't you read about a couple of these dinosaurs? These are some of the sea ones.
I can't.
Ophthalmosaurus. Named after its gigantic eyes that are there. A plesiosaurus. Plessy. An archelon, which kind of looks like a turtle. So look at these real quick. Notice with the plesiosaurus here that you're standing next to, see that right above your head? It looks like a boom mic dropping down like from a movie set. That's actually its skull up there. And look how long its vertebrae are, going down all the way from the skull all the way down there to its tail. Isn't that crazy how many vertebrae it has?
Crazy.
So who do you think has more vertebrae, you or the plesiosaurus?
Plesiosaurus, of course.
Yeah, because you would be like a freakishly tall, weird-looking person if you had that many vertebrae. You can also see the gigantic rib cage that it has. Yep, and we can't see it, so I'm not sure if it exactly has a sternum or not. Spin around the other way, see if we can see from the bottom. It won't spin?
Yeah,
All right, well, we'll find another dinosaur that will help us find that, maybe. All right, look at that. That's a...
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty cool. All right, come here. Come here.
This is a giant.
So look, again, we see the skulls, we see the vertebrae.
That's a stegosaurus and that's an ichthyosaurus.
Yeah, and we see the rib cages, which would have been very important if you were a dinosaur. Because say a T-Rex wanted to come eat you, it would have to bite through your your ribs to get to your heart and stuff.
Ew,
So,
that's disgusting.
That's very important. Come this way. Follow me. Let's see if there's any of them that have a
That
sternum.
dinosaur looks scary. Look, it's just jumping. It looks like it's in attack you or something. Small little baby.
So it's very hard.
Oh, look cute this is.
Yeah. Well, it's very hard to see a sternum on any of these. Let's go to this room of mammals and see if we can find one.
That's how the dinosaurs got us
They had orange juice?
down. No, well, they got destroyed by a ginormous meteor.
Oh.
Ooh. That is giant mammoth with a bunch of animals.
Come this way.
Why is there animals on the walls?
All right, let's stop. Zoom in there on that thing that looks like a weird-looking moose. See right at the front? You see where its ribs join? It's kind of a sternum-looking thing. But we are very unique. Our sternum definitely looks a little different than some of these other animals that we see around. Oh, look, I found a creature with a sternum. Look at the top right. Look at him in all of his majesty. No, not that one. Up, up, up.
I can't go any higher. Okay,
There he is. Look at that. The trademark blue sunglasses that identify his species. This is definitely our villager. That distinct teeth that are sticking out there in the front, and that goofy grin. None other than our wonderful resident villager Vader. So, that said, what did we learn about today on Video Game Classroom?
we learned about bones.
Bones. Specifically, what bones?
Dinosaur, humans.
Yes, but which 4 bones did we learn about? They're part of the axial skeleton.
Okay.
Do you remember?
I think. Yeah. Skull.
The skull. Yep, there's one right there.
That looks kind of creepy.
What's on the back of all these animals?
Tails.
Nope, you had it right the first time.
Skulls.
Nope,
Vertebrates.
vertibles. Is that like a new vegetable? Everyone, to get taller, eat your vertibles.
No. Hang on. No, I'm gonna do this. No. Vertebrate.
And then what protects like the important organs like the heart and the
Ribs.
lungs? Ribs. And last but not least, what's at the front of the ribs of humans that help keep our ribs together and protect us?
Heart.
Nope. The sternum. So we had the skull, we had vertebrae, we had ribs, and we had the sternum are all an important part of the axial skeleton. All right, last but not least, here we go.
Say.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us for Video Game Classroom. A chance to learn at some bones that you can learn about in Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's a fun game, and thank you so much for listening. Anything else you want to say, Kat, before we leave?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Comment.
And we're going to be using something to look at something else. Until next time, I'm Dad,
I'm Kat.
and I hope you enjoyed learning with us from the world of video games. Like and subscribe.